Welcome back to the Stanley Parable, guys. And you know what? I want to go on the left this time, kind of explore it, but I don't think we're done
This
exploring
was
the
not
path
the
on the
correct
right.
way to the meeting.
Now, in the previous video, I went through this room.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, but this time we stopped at the
Look,
part
Stanley,
where...
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
So the last time we disobeyed the narrator
This is it, Stanley.
was at the phone.
Your chance to redeem yourself.
What if we actually
to put
follow
your
through
work
with
aside,
the phone and actually
to
call
let her back into your
like,
life?
Whatever
She's been waiting.
Matrix level dialogue we're going to have.
That's her, Stanley.
Let's pick up the phone. Maybe this time we'll get a different ending. Who knows? Oh wait.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
This is room 427.
Okay, there we go. All right, now,
The
I
cover
want you
number
to come in
47.
and tell me all about
Your damn.
Oh,
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving
I
wife?
actually can't
They'd
move.
want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay, this...
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm sorry, what? Good morning, employee 427. Press 8 on your keyboard. Can I not do anything? I can't press any other button. Okay, fine, I have to press 8.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press K.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press 4.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Where's the
And so
TV?
he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he
Wait.
imagined that one day
Wait,
while at
this is-
work, he
this is
stepped
a
up from his
recreation of my
desk to realize
office.
that all of his
Isn't
co-workers,
it?
his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press V to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Kids.
It
I have
was
kids.
such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, I won't push a button. Not gonna push it. Not gonna push it. Let's stare at this clock and enjoy the passage of time. Okay, I think we actually have to push a button.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to.
Question
But I
nothing.
don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please.
And Stanley
Die?
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
Did the narrator just kill me? Holy shit. Given that the message behind this is kind of similar to that of the Matrix, that yellow phone was a really interesting homage
The meeting
to the
room.
film.
Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Hang on, this isn't the usual dialogue whenever we start up this game. Hold the phone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Temptation shall not.
This was
bestow
not the
against
correct
me.
way to the meeting room.
No, seriously, is there really
Stanley
nothing
was
here
so
that I can
bad at
explore?
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Is there genuinely nothing else I can explore here? Cause I don't think so is my point. I can't go back. So let me guess. There might be something that I can still explore here. I'm
Look,
not
Stanley,
sure.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
What if we
enemy,
jump
really.
on the
But in his
truck?
eagerness to prove
Okay,
that he
nope.
is in control of the story, everyone thinks you are very powerful.
In a previous video, I did say that maybe we could jump to a highest area and then we won't die. But I think we will actually die no matter where we land. So I don't know if there's
All of his
any more.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know if there's
Stanley
any more
decided to
moves
go to the
the right,
meeting room.
like any
Perhaps
more
he had
things to
simply
explore
missed a memo.
on the door to the right. So wait, no, I think there's still one thing we can try exploring. Can we?
It's not the
We haven't
correct
actually
way to the
went
meeting
on
room,
the door
and
to
Stanley
the
knew it
left after
perfectly
we go to the
well.
door on the right.
Perhaps
did
he
we?
wanted to stop by the employee.
Okay, let's actually go through the door on the left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Should I go down? Because I have went down before. Maybe. I'm pretty sure I went down before. Let me just check.
It's to the right, my mistake. No.
Alright, I have played through this before, so it's not on the right. Okay, but let's just try going to the door on the right, but we take the door to the left afterwards. Like, actually go through the narrator's instructions for a while and see where this leads us to.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
what if we go
and
through
got back
here
on
for real
track.
this time? This is the location to the meeting room, right? But if we backtrack, okay, no, the door to the left is closed. So no going back through there, that's fine.
Yet there was
this is
not
the
a
meeting
single
room.
person here either.
Of course,
Feeling a
there's
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to
entered the
go
room
up to his
closet?
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, Oh,
Stanley
there's a broom
stepped into
closet.
the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No. I want to explore this area. Look at this. There's a duct tape. You got...
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm pretty sure there's a reason to stay here. I mean, look at this. There's this thing there, the radioactive signal, and what's that?
It was
Have
baffling
pods?
that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What does FS means? But I don't know. But I have no idea what
Are
this.
you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I'm
Please
trying
offer
to.
me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on in this room office, whatever you call it. But because like look at this.
You do realize there's no choice
damn
or
it.
anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
So why is this closet coded into the game if it's useless?
Maybe
as
to you
said?
this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
No, I probably won't. Did you guys find the broom closet ending?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid.
Hey!
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with
now,
drug
this is not
money.
fair.
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hey, no. First off, my name isn't Stanley. And second off, how dare you?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
No,
Well, in a
actually, you know what?
situation
That's a
like this,
reasonable
the
explanation.
responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Yes, guys,
He
I'm
or
dead.
she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right,
Okay, this
when
is
you've done
great.
that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm not done though. I mean, we still haven't discussed this radioactive thread. Like, how do you make a thread that's radioactive? Like, first off, and second off, why would you keep this radioactive piece of string in the closet, for goodness sake? And look at this. There's still. Is there water in here? Okay, I can't tell there's water in here, but maybe there isn't. Maybe there's some water, but look at this room. It's so dirty. Okay, you know what? Maybe there actually isn't anything in the room closet. Let's just go out here.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the... You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a
Nope.
monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. I think I'm ready. Let's continue with this. Let's close the broom closet for you. Okay, now let's go back in. No, is the narrator really not going to say anything? Okay. Seriously, the narrator isn't going to say anything about me in the broom closet. Okay, I think let's close the broom closet first. If we reopen it, no. Okay, what if we just close and open the broom closet constantly like a freaking maniac? Maybe that will alert the narrator. No? Okay, he's just tired of me. Fair enough. I
Coming to a
suppose.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, but what is downstairs actually? We haven't actually been downstairs before. What is down here? A loading bay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
It's a car park.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Wait, I'm just
and as
repeating the
Stanley
same
pondered
over
this,
and over
he
again,
began to make
God damn
other
it.
strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Where are my feet?
Why did doors close
Good point.
automatically behind him wherever he went?
What?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah, what?
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Yeah, it's
And he
just a
thought to
dream.
himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Wait.
Now the voice was
Narrator.
describing itself being considered by Stanley,
Narrator.
who found it
Stop.
particularly strange.
Stop. No,
I'm
narrator, you're
dreaming
making my
about
brain.
a voice
Stop.
describing
Stop.
me,
Stop.
thinking
No.
about how
No.
it's
No.
describing my
No.
thoughts,
No. No.
he
No. No.
thought. And while he
I'm
thought it
confused.
all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth
I'm
was that, of
confused.
course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Oh.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the
this
voice
can't
speak
be.
these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This
can't
voice was a
be.
part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yes. Yes.
So he
this is
closed
just a
his
dream.
eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yeah, I'm back to normal.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone,
dear.
wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow. Wow. I am genuinely impressed by that conclusion. Like this, it's really deep on so many levels that I don't think I can even touch on in this video alone. Feel free to go ahead and analyze this ending on your own, but wow, just wow. But I have a question. Why isn't the narrator saying anything? Where's the
When
narrator?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was going insane. I thought the narrator's dead, but you know what? This was a pretty fun episode. I think I'm going to end off here today. I might go to the door on the left or the door on the right in the next episode, but who knows? There's still more to this game to explore. Because holy crap, this is one interesting game. And with that, folks, I'll leave you alone. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.